Have you got so many negative thoughts in your head and you just don't know how to manage them? Well, today we're going to go through how you can manage your negative thoughts more effectively. Welcome back to my channel, The Self-Esteem and Confidence Mindset, with me, Johnny Pardo, here to help you boost your self-esteem and confidence. If you want a range of videos on self-esteem and confidence and ways to improve it, then you can subscribe to my channel where I release a new video every Tuesday and Thursday. So, negative thoughts, this was an area where I really was struggling. Even 2019 I had my struggles, but bizarrely 2020 my mindset, well, not bizarrely, but you'd think bizarrely because it's obviously coronavirus, but 2020 and the second part of 2019 was when my mindset started to develop beyond any kind of strength I've had in my life. But yeah, I used to be in a place where I really had struggles with negative thoughts. I suddenly get rid of a negative thought, or so I thought, and then I'd feel positive again. I feel good. I feel in this uplifting spirit, only to be brought down by negative thoughts and worries and anxiety later, and really not liking myself at all. But I managed to get through that, and I'm going to share some of the ways I did that today. But it's a reoccurring theme that there's quite a lot of people who I've coached or I speak to or who reach out to me and they say, I'm really struggling with negative thoughts. How do I get rid of them? Well, we don't get rid of negative thoughts. We just have to build more positive ones. And that's what I'm going to go into today. My first point is habits. Really, I'll say really a lot, become aware of your habits. Become so self-aware of them. You've got to understand what makes you feel good, what are the regular activities or behaviours that are making you feel good, but also what's making you feel down, what's bringing you down, what's making you feel bad. So it's different for everyone, and that's why in one-to-one coaching I examine what's different for one individual is going to be different for another individual. But there are some reoccurring ones that most people feel good and make people feel bad. However, it's usually specific. So what makes you feel good? Does going out for a walk make you feel good? Does speaking to people, your friends and family, your loved ones, make you feel good? Does it not? Does talking to someone else make you feel good? Does exercising make you feel good? Does meditating make you feel good? Does reading make you feel good? Does dancing make you feel good? Does playing chess make you feel good? Think about what activities or behaviours you do over and over again that make you feel good. And then what you need to do is start incorporating these a bit more into your routine. And then what makes you feel bad? What brings you down? Does having too much sugar make you feel a bit anxious? Does drinking too much coffee do that to you? Does hanging out with a certain person bring you down a little bit? Does listening to the news make you feel bad? I'm a bit biased, but don't watch the news. Does that bring you down? So think about the activities you're doing regular, and what you really need to do is start becoming so self-aware and writing it down physically, making note of each day what's made you feel good and what's made you not feel so good, and then start consciously paying attention, because otherwise we go into autopilot mode and we start doing behaviours without thinking about it, because that's how the brain saves energy. We do things without even thinking about it. So think about what makes you feel good and what makes you feel bad, and then start doing more of the things that make you feel good and bad. It sounds quite simple, right? But it's easier said than done, like anything in life. But you've got to pay attention, become so self-aware, consciously track what's making you feel good and what's making you feel bad, and then start applying actions to change those. Building on from that a little bit before I get on to the next point, one really good way to start changing your habits is to get an accountability group. Start telling someone what you're going to do every day and what you're not going to do, and make sure they're a good accountable partner. Tell them what they need to tell you to do, and then tell them if you don't do this, you're going to not allow yourself to have your favourite meal the next day, or you're going to buy yourself a treat if you do something good. That's a good behaviour. So having an accountability partner is a really, really good point. Another one is also making sure the things you want to add in that are good are easy to do, make them really simple, and the things that are bad you don't do as much. Well, of course you don't do it as much, but make them difficult to access. So if it's bad food that you keep eating, you have too much sugar, you get anxious, then don't have it in your home. It's quite simple. But just think about how you can become more accountable to someone and how you can make good habits more easier for yourself and bad habits more difficult for you to do. My next point is physiology. So, sat up straight as I said that. So your physiology and your body language plays much more of an impact than you might think on not only your confidence and how you portray yourself, but the negative thoughts. Think about it. When you're not feeling down, you probably notice you walk like this, not slouching a bit more, not feeling so good. I'm actually starting to work with a posture expert in terms of trying to get it more upright. So I've got the good body language, but also I don't cause myself any injuries down the line. I'm always trying to improve it. But when you change your body language, you change the biochemistry within your brain. And when you do that, you can start to feel good a lot more if you're sort of upright. So, tips for this. In the morning, start your day off with a strong walk. You don't have to go walking for miles. What I mean is just walking around your home, standing upright in a confident manner. And then go to the mirror. And the classic one is a power pose. Now, you can either stand like Wonder Woman or Superman. And what that does is, there's a study, and social psychologist Amy Cuddy mentioned this in a TED talk she did, that people, when they stood in the power pose, after 2 minutes, it increased their testosterone but reduced the cortisol, a stress hormone in the body. So it's showing that by just changing movement in your physiology, it can change how you feel within yourself. So that's one way. Think about how you can alter your body language and just do little changes. Just do one thing at a time in order to start feeling better. My question for you today is, what do you do to try and reduce your negative thoughts? Just leave your suggestions in the comments to share with other people as well, because it might help someone else. My third tip is looking at your language. What do you say on a day-to-day basis? Because when we start saying words, our brain is taking every bit of information. So if you start saying things like, today's alright, today's going to be tough, I've not enjoyed it. Someone asks you, how are you? You say, I'm okay, I guess. Your brain's taking that in. But if you say, I'm great, even if you're not feeling it, your brain's going to take that in. It's going to go into your system. You're more likely to feel great as a result. So start to think about your choice of words. Try and use more enthusiastic, uplifting language to start to feel better about yourself. Tip number 4, but this could be in my top 3 advice for well-being. If I gave top 3 points, these would be it. Number 1, don't watch the news. Number 2, don't listen to the news. Number 3, don't read the news. You're probably getting the theme here. So stay away from the news is basically tip number 4. Why do you stay away from the news? Because it's full of fear and negativity. If you're taking in that information regularly, and unfortunately there's people who are close to me who do this, but it's an addictive habit, and we all have different habits. I have bad habits, but unfortunately the news is putting a lot of negativity into your system. So if you keep taking in the fear, the negativity, you're not going to feel good. Instead, think about replacing it with positivity, like listening to uplifting podcasts and various things like that. So I was in the gym before they shut. They're going to shut before they shut. So I was in the gym, and or even when I'm exercising, I'm listening to uplifting podcasts and audiobooks, and I'm thinking, these guys are so enthusiastic. I feel great. I'm taking that information on board day in, day out, and I usually feel so energetic and lively. There's other factors, yes, but because I'm taking that information, I'm going to start to feel good. So think about how you can reduce the news or just stop watching it completely, and what you can listen to instead in order to change your negative thoughts. Okay, so to summarise today, first of all, I'm going to say negative thoughts, we can't just go click and they go away. We have to build more positive thoughts. We have to go down create new neural pathways in the brain that create more positive thoughts. And we do that by doing more positive things. So, like I've touched on today, stay away from the news. Look at your language. Look at your body language as well. Look at your physiology and examine your habits. What are you doing on a regular basis? Are they good habits? Are they bad habits? And how can you change them? If you've got a real struggle with negativity, or you want to shift your mindset, you want to feel more confident in particular, or get more self-esteem, then ping me a message. It's coaching@johnnypardo.com, and we can look at how we might be able to work together in order to improve your self-esteem and confidence and your mindset through some one-to-one coaching. If you've enjoyed today's video, please be sure to give it a like so more people can see videos like this and it can benefit them as well. Of course, if you want even more videos, then you can subscribe to my channel or just hit the bell to be notified when I release a new video every Tuesday and Thursday. Once again, I appreciate you for watching. Thank you very much. Remember, never skip Self-Esteem Day, and I'll catch you in my next video.